What's going on, everybody? This is Buddha, and I'm creating this video to give you information about training players in MUT 19, which I pulled from watching YouTubers RBT, Eric Wayweather, Popular Stranger, and Game Informer. Now I'm going to start off with AJ BOUYE, who's 68 overall power-up card. It costs to get him from 68 to 85, which also can be at 88 if you have his power-up elite, would be 388 training points. As you can see on here from the breakdown, where I put all the information on how much each thing costs. And that's how you'll get to it. Now with this cost, this isn't taking into account the actual chem that you pay for. So say like if you wanted fucking run stop or something, it's 25 points or however the cost is. Or once you unlock the abilities at 80 overall, or physical chems as they call them, at 80 overall, if you wanted speedster, that's an extra 1,000 training points. So that might, alter how much you're going to pay overall for everything, of course. But I was told from the Hall of Fame edition, you get 315 points to get your 80 to 85, which adds up, if my math is right, from 5 training for the chem slot, 70 training for 82 overall, and 240 training for 85 overall. And reading the post on Game Informer, it was stated the person got 100 training points for his long shot cards, which I seen a picture of was like 78 overall, although I'm not sure if that was the highest version or if that's the one that he sold himself. And he also said that he got 550 points for Core Elite, which I'm guessing off the number of 388 of being able to get from 68 to 88 was either a typo or that Core Elite was high overall. Because in my opinion, it'd be fairly simple for somebody to get a team stacked of 85 plus or 88 if they have the Elite card, of course, or higher. After you get these solo battle rewards, weekend land rewards, winning head-to-head seasons, and of course, the solos, you're practically guaranteed to get some elites. And, if you get rid of them, you'll get enough points. You're pretty much guaranteed 5 or more if you have the MUT loyalty tokens, rookie premieres, and whatever edition of Madden that you get. If it only costs 388 tokens to go from 68 to 85 or higher, and you're given 3 elite loyalty players, you have the loyalty tokens also to get 1 offense, 1 defense elite. You have these rookie premieres, long shots, giving you up 100 at least, which is what he mentioned. I'd expect you to come out with quick selling these loyalty players and long shot players to give you at least 700 training, with thinking loyalty elites will give you 150 each, and that's like lowballing it because, if you get 100 from long shot players, I would expect core elites to give you maybe a little bit more. And if he mentioned that he was given 550 for a core elite, that couple was saving those 315 points you get from the Hall of Fame, that you could get a player to 85. Maybe if you decided to sell that Hall of Fame player, for being real, because most likely they're not going to go higher than 85 for a little bit of time. And by the time that they go higher than 85, you've probably either pulled something higher for that position, or you could have bought something higher, or with these training points, you can train somebody higher than the 85, depending on, maybe if his elite card is cheaper, but his stats would have been higher than that Hall of Fame player that you'd be hoarding on to, that you could have gotten training points from quick selling him, along with keeping those 315 to give you a boost to hit at people. So that might be one option for people. Also, maybe keeping Zach Brown because he's 83, he's a power player, but they have red chem thresholds, which are 90, and he has 89 tackle. So he could possibly power up to 90 tackle and have secure tackle, unless EA puts that behind having to have 90 overall to be able to get that chemistry, which I believe is the case. So maybe you would be selling him too. Maybe none of the loyalty players would be worth keeping on your team, except for possibly Brandon Cooks, who's 87 speed. But other than him, I don't see anybody who'd be worth holding on to. So going back to the tiers and original cost of power-up players and Hall of Fame players, the cost, however, does change when your power-up cards that already has higher elites. For example, Aaron Rodgers' tier cost was the same all the way up to tier 8, which pretty much I've seen for every player, cost has been the same up to tier 8. And once Rodgers gets to tier 8, his overall is 84 instead of an 85 like everybody else's. And the cost is 140 instead of the 240. His tier 9 again is 1 lower overall. Other people are getting 88. He's getting 87, and it costs 500. Whereas the other cards had the icon for powering up, where that's like their maximum card, and you add that final card. And it was said that if you power up cards to the highest level, they do not stay nats, unless I misunderstood that. But Aaron Rodgers, his tier 10 shows the icon for the powering up, and then the video cuts out, and as you can see, it adds the wild card Rodgers power up core elite, and then under that you get to see his quarterback ability chem slot for 90 overall, which again goes back to me saying when I was talking about Zach Brown should have secure tackler by the threshold, but you probably must have 90 overall to be able to insert a red chem. Now I'm about to wrap this video up because this is my first time ever trying to make Madden content, and I'm sure I'm rambling. I know I have to go through all this editing, trying to figure out and learn how to do these things. But the last card I want to look at was the Champ Bailey Legend Power Up card, which starts off at 75 overall, and then, you know, it's the same process. You get them to 85 for 370 training points. Again, it's not including the chems, like once you insert them, because you pay extra. You want to get them to 87 overall. It's a 770 total. And then 89 overall would be a 1595 total. Now, to get him higher than that, you would need his full legend card. If you get his full legend card, he becomes 92 overall, and that would be 1600 total. And again, it's not including red chems, putting in the speedsters or whichever chem that you want to use. I've seen they had legend chems, which probably costs more than the regular ones, but I've seen that they had like a lot better stats, but it only boosted specific legend players. So unless you're running an all-legend squad or a lot of legends, you probably wouldn't want to get those chems. The cost of Randy Moss was the exact same as Champ Bailey, so again, it's the same trend. I looked at his. The final thing that I wanted to note that wasn't in the video, I see him on Game Informer. He mentioned upgrade passes, and that information actually just came out on Twitter while I was in the middle of trying to make this video. So you get level up, like as you level up, there are training passes that you'll get, and there's training packs that you get. So for the training pass, the example the Game Informer gives is that you can go to level 80, so you skip some tiers. So that would be, for example, 1 to 6, saving you maybe like 50 training or something, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's possibly bigger passes the higher your MUT level gets. So like maybe instead of that, maybe you can go from like 6 to 8 or something, tier 6 to 8, saving hundreds of points, you know. Or maybe by the time you max it, you can damn near get from 1 to tier 8 as that pass. Like, so you basically got a free 88 or 85 or whatever, depending on if you went legend or however it is. So I think that's something to keep in mind. And also in the middle of recording this, I came across this Lane Johnson, and his overall was 87. To get Champ Bailey's legend card to 87, or any of the legends, it costs 770 training points, and Lane Johnson sells for 775 at 87. So I think that might be one thing that correlates into how much training costs or how much you can quick sell a card for. So that's something to keep in mind also for when you're trying to load up on quick selling points. So you can think of like, maybe my 83 loyalty card is going to give me the same amount of training as it costs to get to 83 overall. Anyways, if you like this video, please leave a like. Feel free to subscribe if you like. More than anything, I would like input on the video and, of course, the information that I gave. Because as I mentioned, this is my first one. I know I was talking fast, trying to get through it, trying not to make it too long. Not only because of my editing, but I know people don't want to sit here and just listen to somebody with still frames for that long, or at least I wouldn't. My channel mainly is going to be... My channel is not going to be for gameplay tips, but more so for if I come across MUT stuff that I feel like I could help some people that maybe they didn't think of or didn't know, or, you know, people have questions and etc. You know, I would like to help people with that, because I know this Ultimate Team stuff can be ridiculous, especially if you're not a type of person who wants to, like, you know, just spend tons of money on it. And it feels like this year is definitely you're going to either have to grind hard or you're going to have to really buy packs, because this training point stuff is going to put everybody with a full elite team easily. Like, probably after the first week of release, of the official release, everybody's going to be rocking like all 86 plus people. Like, there's no reason that somebody could not, because I don't see it being that hard to get training points unless EA decides to nerf it or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see how they play with upgrading players throughout the year. But anyways, back to my channel. I'm mainly going to be trying to post like weekend league, boss battles, if I'm getting a high score, that is, because, you know, I wouldn't post no random ass rookie mode or something. Hit-to-hit games, and I'll play across top players, cash games. I'm trying to qualify for MCS again. I played for the Saints Club Series last year for the Final Four, but by that point, I really had stopped playing the game, so I was definitely ass. But I tried. But anyways, yeah, I'll be streaming on Twitch all the time. That'll be my main avenue, and then learning how to video edit and post content that I think the people would like to see on here. So follow me on Twitch. I would appreciate that. If you guys have any questions or comments or take on training, you know, your take on training, just let me know. Any message that you guys send, practically, I'm going to reply to, because, you know, that's what I'm starting this YouTube channel for, to get involved in the community. All right, thanks for your time.